For more on the debate about when to reopen the U.S. economy, we're joined now by Philip Howard. He heads the organization Common Good, which calls for smaller government and less regulation. So, Philip, first I want to get your reaction to the U.S. president's guidelines to reopening the economy and this phased approach.
Well, I think it makes sense to actually let the governors do it because the sickness is very different in different parts of the country. And the capacity of the states is different. So, I think it's good to start planning for that. But the reality is you can't even come close to opening up until you have adequate testing. And America is still way behind the curve on that.
Well, that has been a big debate. A lot of testing. We heard Donald Trump say in his news conference today that the United States has done more testing than South Korea. But we're also hearing from business leaders around the country that they also want more testing before they can think about opening anything.
Yeah, it's really important to track the disease. I mean, Germany does 8 times as many tests per capita per week as we do. I mean, it's just a whole different level of testing. If you can maintain social distancing and discipline and tracking and have almost constant testing, including testing for people who've developed antibodies, so they get a free pass, if you will, then you can really start opening up and narrowing the population of people who are sick. But until you have the testing, you're really stuck with social distancing and staying away from other people.
Let's think a best case scenario here down the line. What sectors, areas, and type of businesses could we see open first? And what would that look like? I mean, our world is going to change.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think other countries have been pretty smart about this. China has opened up. I think they're up to 80% of capacity in most of their factories. But in part, they're doing it through automation. In an automated factory, the workers don't need to be close to each other. So workplaces where people can maintain a distance are the ones that you can really get up and running sooner. When you have people all packed in together in either a work setting or in a social setting like a restaurant or movie house, those are going to be the last to open up.
And that being said, how closely are business leaders, governors, governments watching China and others who have already opened up, as you mentioned, for clues and tips on how they can do it effectively as well?
Well, I think if they're smart, they're going to be watching. Look at what Germany's doing. Look at what China and Singapore did. I mean, all those countries have different cultures and they had sort of a different profile for the disease. But the bottom line is the discipline is essential and the testing is essential. And America will open up or begin opening up only when we have the testing and then begin to play around with how much discipline we have to impose in terms of social distance, masks, and everything else.
All right, Philip Howard, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah, nice to be with you.